In this video, I'm going to be covering how you can get your abs to finally show, feel lean and look the best you ever have. In the fitness industry, there seems to be a bit of a problem. There's apparently a million ways to the abs. You've got the 7-minute ab workouts, you've got the detox juices and everything in between. But the common denominator is none of them work. Now, in my experience of getting guys results just like these, there is a system and a way on how you can get lean enough for your abs to properly show. Now, just in case you're wondering what gives me the right to talk about how to get into this level of shape, well, I've taken myself from here to here over the last 7 years. I've completed multiple photo shoots and got into this level of condition. I have coached countless guys and taken them to photo shoots, getting into this sort of condition. And over my 6-year coaching career, I have taken and coached over 500 clients to improve their health, drop body fat, build muscle, and everything in between. Now, for the rest of this video, we're going to break down the 3 main pillars of how to get your abs to show and what you have to do in order to make this happen. Now, for the first pillar, we're going to talk about what exercises you have to do in order to get your abs to be present and how to build shape to them, and why you should pretty much, as a collective, avoid 7-minute ab workouts. Now, just on that, it is something I hear time and time again from guys coming into coaching, and they have this myth that every single session needs to end with an ab burner. And every single session needs to end with an ab circuit. And it absolutely blows my mind. Just because you're doing those ab exercises and it's burning doesn't mean it's actually working. And understanding the responsibility of your core is what you have to understand. In very easy terms to understand, the responsibility of your core is to keep your spine safe. It runs parallel to your spine. It is there to stop your spine flexing and bending under loads. Your core tenses up in order for that to not happen. So if we were to take an exercise like a squat, like a deadlift, where you're moving the maximal amount of loads that you properly can, that is when your core is going to work the most. Not lying on a mat in the side of the gym doing some crunches. Yes, you might feel it, but that is not going to get your abs to properly grow. Learning how to stabilize your core and learn how to breathe and brace while shifting some big weights is how you get your abs to properly engage. Now, I'm not saying there's no place for crunches, knee raises and that sort of stuff, because there absolutely is, but it's understanding the function of your core. It's not to have abs, it's to stabilize the spine. So the bulk of the exercises that you should be focusing on are spine stabilization based exercises. Squats, deadlifts, learning how to brace, because that is going to get you 80% of the results that you're looking for. Now sure, if that is not enough for you, we can focus on doing some other exercises. I like hanging knee raises. You can do a hanging oblique sort of twist where we're looking at rotation of the spine. Even a Russian twist is quite good for that as well. Or more isometric based exercises such as a hollow body hold or a high plank. These are perfectly valid, but as I say, it's understanding the responsibility of your core. The majority of the results you're looking for come from learning to brace your core properly, moving heavy loads. The rest of the little detail within your abs comes from doing these other exercises, but you need to focus on understanding how to brace. The second pillar that we're going to talk about is getting lean enough to see your abs. Now, you may have heard many times before that abs are made in the kitchen. And unfortunately, this is very true. Now, you will see, building on my last point, so many guys out there who can squat and deadlift unbelievably heavy weights, but they're not got aesthetic physiques and they don't have abs. Now, that is a completely different story because they have an incredibly strong core. There's just body fat covering it. Now, if they were to strip down to drop body fat, they would be in unbelievable shape. They would have incredible abs on show. And to get your abs to pop, you need to probably drop another 5, 10, 15, 20 kilo from where you are right now to make that happen. Now, it's a spectrum of where you want to get to on a body fat percentage scale. I would say, generally speaking, most guys are happy and very content with the level of presence in their abs between 14 and 10% body fat. That is a really, really good ratio. The leaner you get, the more they're going to become present, but the harder it becomes. So if you can aim for between 14 and 10% body fat, and if you want to go further, but when you start getting towards sub 10%, the amount of effort that takes to the amount of reward that you get is very, very little. Of course, this is completely relative to where you are right now. You might just need to drop 5 kilo, implement some proper ab training, and all of a sudden your abs will be present. Or this might be a longer term journey where you need to drop 15, 20, 30 kilo of body fat, then your abs are going to become present. But regardless of who you are, you can have the strongest core in the world, but if you have too much body fat, your abs will not be present. And the third pillar that we're going to talk about is how long will it take to get your abs popping. Now, it's an interesting question because the level of intensity to get you to the point in which your abs are present is pretty high. But the level of intensity needed to maintain your abs once they're present is not that high. Now, this is almost a different topic altogether when it comes to nutrition and doing what we call a dietary reversal phase. And I'm not going to talk about that in too much depth right now, but we need to get you lean enough, again, relative to where you start. But let's just say we drop 5 or 10 kilo, we get you to that point. Then we need to focus on, okay, well, your abs are now present, but how do we keep them? Because you don't just want to lose them, right? You've just put in the effort and it's maybe taken you 10, 12, 14, 20 weeks, a year worth of dieting for your abs to become present. And as I said, that's relative to where you start, but maintaining your abs is the most important thing we have to look at. That comes from a dietary reversal phase, comes from training them enough to keep that muscle present, learn how to properly brace, as we spoke about earlier. But I say, you don't want to just get them and lose them, because many, many people have done that in the past. You want to get them and you want to maintain them, which comes from consistency within your training, not allowing the standard to slip. And then it also comes from a proper reversal phase to get you out of a low calorie, high cardio phase into a low cardio, higher calorie phase over time, where you stay lean, you roughly maintain your weight, and you maintain those newfound abs that you've got. So to summarize this video, what you need to do to get your abs popping is that you need to focus on learning how to brace and how to get your core to properly work. You can then sprinkle in some other exercises that focus on spinal flexion, such as crunches, hanging knee raises, and then you can also add in some spinal rotation stuff, such as oblique raises, twists sort of thing, then Russian twists in there as well, if you so wish. And then you need to focus on getting lean enough. Once you get lean enough and you drop enough body fat to get to that point, we then need to do a dietary reversal phase, and we need to get you maintaining those abs that you've just worked so hard to get. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and as I mentioned earlier, if you want a completely free 4-day intensive gym program, all you need to do is go down to the description down below, chuck in your details, and it will send straight over to you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.